the driver for 7-day service in this trust has not really been ideological. It's not been driven from central government. It's been just matching up what the clinical need has been, and we've responded both in terms of medicine, surgery, the other sort of specialised services, and radiology has really just matched what was needed from those guys. It's been an evolution rather than a well thought out plan, and we've learnt a lot along the way about what the best way of approaching things, but also we probably needed the interim steps to provide us with the evidence along the way to prove that the input we were putting in had no effect. And the key things we were trying to eliminate were not only the waits for imaging, diagnostic imaging, but also to try and ease out the peaks and troughs during the week. We were finding Monday and Tuesday were just always playing catch up. We'd probably get to steady state late Wednesday, Thursday, and then it would ramp up again on Friday as everyone was trying to make plans for the weekend. And it was quite disruptive to the way we wanted to work. And so we tried to look at various ways of trying to ease that out. We were in a position where we did an on-call, much like pretty much any on-call in any hospital. Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 was when our core activity happened, and anything outside those hours needed to be dealt with via a phone call. It was very much an emergency only on-call. However, at weekends we realised that certain consultants had a lower threshold for doing urgent inpatient work than others, and we noticed that there was a commensurate drop in the chaos on a Monday when it followed those consultants rather than the ones who were slightly more resistant. So we expanded it slowly. Those consultants saw the benefit and therefore they did it more, and the disparity between the Mondays after various consultants became more apparent. So we instituted a 6th day of working, so a second layer of radiology on call. That second layer was not to do with any emergency work, it was purely for inpatient CT for patients who would otherwise have waited till Monday. At the same time, we saw the same effect of patients waiting during the week. If their request was put in late on a certain weekday, they would wait probably till midday the following day, and we found that if we instituted a program called Early Birds, we would drag the patients from the wards at sort of 5-6 in the morning. There'd be someone going around making sure they were cannulated before the breakfast drug rounds, and so the patients were sat there waiting to be reported come start of play for the consultants. Really eased down that early morning traffic jam of patients. So we're easing out the peaks and trough in the weekday, and we try to do the same at the weekend using this 6th day of working. It definitely worked. It was difficult to get through because the department could see you were only getting 6 hours of work out of a consultant for that particular 2 PAs of work rather than 8 hours that they'd get during Monday to Friday. But it had to happen, and we actually found that those consultants were so productive during those 6 hours. They were uninterrupted on a Saturday. They had no clinical queries, no telephone calls, and the impact of the volume of work that they got through was probably at least as great, if not greater, than doing the same amount of work on a Monday to Friday. The impact on the working week was that they did take a day in lieu, but we felt that was an acceptable way of introducing an additional layer of on-call. In addition, it also helps prevent burnout. We are working incredibly hard here. In the traditional on-call system, we do 2 days of 13 hours, sandwiched between 2 weeks of 60 plus hours. It does take its toll. And so having those days in lieu is really key, and it's certainly the payback that you get for working the weekend. So with the evidence we derived from having that 6th day of working, we felt that it was clear we had a greater impact for both Sunday working as well. And so we switched the on-call again, so that we now have a split weekend for body radiology. This is cross-sectional body radiology. We have a 9-hour day on a Saturday and a 9-hour day on a Sunday. That day is not on-call, it is all inpatients, as well as the emergency work. We essentially replicate everything that we do on Monday to Friday, on Saturday and Sunday, and it works. People get their scans either within 1 hour if it's emergency, within 4 hours if it's acute, and certainly within 24 hours if it's non-urgent inpatient CT. It's a very good system, seems to be well liked. Said that the scanners work very hard here. There's no fallow time. The MRIs, all 6 MRIs work 7 days a week, 13 hours a day. The weekend working has been built into the support staff right from the word go. We're probably the largest radiographer reporting centre in the country. We have 3 consultant radiographers, which is probably more than most places. We have a large team of MSK and chest radiographers. Without them, we would be utterly scuppered. We have MRI reporting radiographers, mainly for MSK, and they contribute massively. So we have weekend working for radiographers, and they help ease out those demands, peaks and troughs. We have additional sessions for them, so we offer initiative type lists for them to do additional work for us. They're fantastic.